Cancer is a fight no one ever wants to face, yet it's a harsh reality that spares no one, not even the famous, the wealthy, or the powerful. Among those who have confronted this unrelenting disease are some of the most cherished Black celebrities, legendary actors, trailblazing musicians, influential athletes, and cultural icons. Their deeply personal journeys through the highs and lows of cancer treatment reveal the critical importance of early detection, self-advocacy, and the power of a strong support system. For many, their battles played out in the public eye, becoming powerful symbols of resilience and sources of hope for others walking a similar path. This list of 20 Black celebrities who bravely fought cancer stands as both a tribute to their courage and a powerful reminder that cancer does not discriminate. By sharing their stories, we not only honor their legacy but also shine a light on the strength, perseverance, and inspiration they continue to offer. Let's take a closer look at their remarkable journeys and discover the lessons they leave behind. Chadwick Boseman was more than just a Hollywood star. He was a symbol of perseverance and quiet strength. Best known as the legendary King T'Challa in Black Panther, Boseman captivated audiences with his talent, versatility, and the deep sense of dignity he brought to every role. To millions around the world, especially within the Black community, he represented a powerful, noble hero both on and off screen. But behind the camera, he was fighting a battle few knew about. In 2016, Boseman was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, a diagnosis he chose to keep private. While enduring intense treatments and surgeries, he continued to pour his heart into his work, delivering some of the most unforgettable performances of his career. Among them was his final role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, a performance that earned him a posthumous Academy Award nomination. When he passed away in 2020 at just 43 years old, the world was stunned. Yet even in death, Boseman's impact continues to resonate. His legacy isn't just in the films he made, but in the courage, resilience, and grace he showed in the face of unimaginable adversity. Chadwick Boseman didn't just play heroes, he was one, and his story will inspire generations to come. The Queen of Soul's final battle, Aretha Franklin's unimaginable pain and unbreakable spirit. Few voices in the history of soul music ever reached the heights of Aretha Franklin's. She wasn't just a singer, she was a force of nature. The legendary Queen of Soul left an indelible mark on music history, captivating generations with timeless anthems like Respect and You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Her voice wasn't just powerful, it was transcendent, capable of touching the deepest parts of the human soul. With 18 Grammy Awards and countless other honors, Aretha soared to global fame. Every note she sang carried raw emotion, truth, and power. But behind that iconic voice was a woman facing a private battle that would bring even the strongest to their knees. In 2010, the world was stunned by heartbreaking news. Aretha Franklin had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. The disease quietly ravaged her body, slowly dimming the vibrant light that had shone so brightly on stages around the world. She began retreating from public life, her appearances fewer and more fragile. Fans watched with heavy hearts as she continued to smile through the pain, the fire in her eyes flickering, yet never fully going out. Her presence in those final performances stirred something profound. Seeing her stand on stage, frail but fearless, was a testament to her unwavering strength. Who could have imagined the daily agony she endured behind that graceful exterior? For 8 long years, Aretha fought with every ounce of strength she had. In her final days, rumors swirled that she had turned down chemotherapy, choosing instead to spend her last moments with dignity, on her own terms. Some even speculate that the grueling demands of her career, long hours, relentless pressure, and years of neglecting her own well-being may have contributed to the illness that ultimately took her life. But whatever the cause, one truth remains undeniable: Aretha Franklin was a warrior. She faced her darkest moments with grace and courage. When the world lost her in 2018, it wasn't just the end of a musical era, it was the farewell of a soul whose voice helped shape a generation. And though she is gone, her legacy lives on. The image of Aretha on stage, pouring her heart into every melody, remains forever etched in our memories. Behind that extraordinary voice was a woman who carried unimaginable pain. And it's that very pain, that quiet bravery, that makes her story all the more powerful. Bob Marley, the legendary voice of reggae, passed away far too soon in 1981 at just 36 years old. Born on February 6, 1945, in Jamaica, Marley's music and message of unity left an unforgettable mark on the world. But behind the rhythm and the passion was a silent killer, melanoma. What began as a small dark spot beneath his toenail, something Marley believed was just a soccer injury, turned out to be a rare and aggressive form of skin cancer known as acral lentiginous melanoma, or AIM. This particular type of melanoma typically appears on the soles of the feet, palms of the hands, or under the nails, and it disproportionately affects people of color. According to the Skin Cancer Foundation, AIM is the most common form of melanoma among patients with darker skin tones. Early detection can be life-saving. Unfortunately, Marley declined the recommended amputation of his toe and instead opted for a less aggressive treatment. But the cancer spread to his brain, liver, and lungs, ultimately claiming his life. More than 4 decades later, the world still mourns the loss of Bob Marley, whose music continues to inspire millions. Despite the tragic way he died, his legacy as the king of reggae remains untouchable, a timeless symbol of strength, soul, and the fight for justice through music. Richard Pryor passed away in 2005, the result of complications from multiple illnesses, but his legacy was cemented long before that tragic end. Widely regarded as one of the greatest black comedians of all time, calling him a legend is no exaggeration. Pryor broke barriers and redefined comedy through unforgettable roles in films like Silver Streak, See No Evil, Hear No Evil, The Toy, The Wiz, and Harlem Nights. But behind the spotlight, Pryor's life was anything but easy. Raised in a brothel by his grandmother, he endured a childhood marked by abuse, instability, and neglect. His personal struggles often mirrored the chaos he brought to the stage with brutal honesty and raw humor. In 1980, during a drug-fueled breakdown, Pryor set himself on fire in a near-fatal incident, a moment that exposed the depths of his inner pain to the world. Later in life, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, a cruel disease that slowly robbed him of his physical freedom. For a man whose power came from his voice, energy, and presence, being confined to a wheelchair was a heartbreaking fall from grace. Tasks that once seemed effortless became monumental. The disease stripped away his mobility, but not his spirit. Richard Pryor died at 65, after years of physical and emotional suffering. Yet, his influence continues to echo through the world of comedy. His fearless storytelling, unapologetic truth, and unmatched talent reshaped the boundaries of what comedy could be. His life, both triumphant and tragic, remains a powerful reminder of the price of brilliance. Despite his demons, Pryor's voice still resonates, proving that even in pain, greatness can leave a legacy that lasts forever. Donna Summer, the queen of disco and her haunting 9/11 connection. Donna Summer, affectionately known as the Queen of Disco, was more than just a musical icon. She was also a witness to one of the darkest days in American history. Born on December 31, 1948, Summer rose to fame in the 1960s as the lead singer of the psychedelic rock band Crow. In 1968, her journey took her to Munich, Germany, where she joined a local production of the musical Hair. She spent several transformative years there, acting, singing, and finding her voice. Summer returned to the US in 1976 and quickly dominated the charts with disco anthems like Last Dance, MacArthur Park, and Heaven Knows. Over her career, she scored an impressive 32 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, including 14 top 10 hits and 4 number ones. But behind the glamour was a story of heartbreak. In her later years, Donna Summer battled lung cancer. A lifelong non-smoker, she believed the illness stemmed from inhaling toxic dust and fumes from the September 11th attacks. She had been in her apartment near Ground Zero when the towers fell. While some reports suggested the cancer may have been linked to secondhand smoke exposure during her club performances or even past smoking in her youth, Summer was convinced 9/11 played a critical role. Donna Summer passed away on May 17, 2012, at the age of 63. Her life was dazzling yet deeply human, marked by soaring highs and heartbreaking lows. But through it all, her voice lives on, a symbol of strength, grace, and the enduring power of music to transcend time. Bernie Mac, a comedy legend gone too soon. Bernie Mac wasn't just funny, he was unforgettable. Best known for The Bernie Mac Show and his standout roles in Ocean's 11 and other blockbusters, Bernie became a beloved household name. But before the fame, he started with nothing but a mic, a dream, and raw talent. His sharp wit, fearless delivery, and one-of-a-kind humor catapulted him from Chicago's comedy clubs to Hollywood stardom. By the early 2000s, Bernie had secured his place as a true comedy legend. But behind those booming laughs and radiant charisma, he was hiding a painful truth. Bernie was quietly battling sarcoidosis, a chronic and debilitating disease that attacked his lungs and vital organs. Every laugh he delivered masked a struggle. Every breath was a battle. And yet he kept pushing, refusing to let his fans see his pain. Even as the disease took its toll, Bernie chose to keep going. He didn't want pity, he wanted to perform, to make people smile, to keep the joy alive. But in 2008, the world lost Bernie Mac after a fierce and silent fight. His passing sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, a heartbreaking reminder that even the brightest stars can be suffering in silence. Though he's gone, Bernie's legacy lives on. His larger-than-life presence, fearless comedy, and unmatched spirit continue to inspire new generations of fans and comedians alike. Bernie Mac made the world laugh, and that is a gift that will never be forgotten. Eartha Kitt, another shining black star, was taken from us by colon cancer. Much like Bernie Mac, she faced her illness with fierce determination and unshakable courage. But Eartha wasn't just a singer, she was a force of nature. With her sultry voice, mesmerizing stage presence, and unmatched confidence, she lit up the world and broke through barriers that tried to hold her back. She was elegance, sass, and strength wrapped in one unforgettable woman. From her sultry holiday classic, Santa Baby, to her iconic role as Catwoman in Batman, Eartha redefined glamour at a time when the world wasn't ready for a black woman to shine so boldly. But she did it anyway. Behind the curtain, though, a much tougher fight awaited her. Diagnosed with colon cancer in 2006, Eartha battled the disease with the same intensity she brought to every performance. Even as her body weakened, her fire never did. She kept performing, each note a defiant act of resilience, as if daring cancer to dim her light. Her final days were spent surrounded by loved ones, proof of the love and legacy she carried with her. On December 25, 2008, the world lost Eartha Kitt. She passed away on Christmas Day, the very holiday forever linked to her iconic voice. But Eartha didn't just leave behind music and movies. She left a legacy of boldness, beauty, and unapologetic individuality. Her fight against colon cancer was as fearless as the life she lived, reminding us all that even when the brightest stars fade, their light keeps shining in the hearts of those they touched. Fela Anikulapo Kuti, the tragic life of a revolutionary musician and activist. Fela Anikulapo Kuti was far more than just a musician. He was a movement. Born in 1938 in Abeokuta, Nigeria, Fela revolutionized African music, creating Afrobeat, a genre that blended jazz, funk, highlife, and traditional African rhythms. His electrifying beats and fearless, rebellious lyrics became the battle cry for resistance against political corruption, colonial legacies, and social injustice. Fela's boldness earned him the title of the Black President, a beacon of hope for the oppressed across Africa. His life was as radical as his art. Through his music, he fearlessly confronted Nigeria's authoritarian regime, even at great personal risk. Songs like Zombie and Water No Get Enemy carried messages that resonated with the masses but enraged those in power. His activism led to countless arrests, harassment, and violent attacks on his commune, the Kalakuta Republic. But no matter the cost, Fela remained unwavering, a symbol of defiance for millions across the continent. Fela's personal life was equally unconventional. He famously married 27 women in a single ceremony, boldly embracing his belief in African traditions and polygamy. While his choices were controversial, they reflected his rejection of Western norms and values. In the 1990s, Fella's health took a turn for the worse as he battled AIDS and prostate cancer. Despite his deteriorating condition, his spirit remained unbroken until his death on August 2, 1997. His passing marked a profound loss, not just for Nigeria, but for the world. Fela Kuti's legacy continues to live on, a testament to a life of music, activism, and uncompromising courage. Isaac Hayes, a soul legend whose heart and soul were poured into his art, fought a brave and relentless battle against cancer. Born in 1942 in Covington, Tennessee, Hayes rose from modest beginnings to become a towering figure in the world of soul music. His deep, commanding voice and groundbreaking soundscapes reshaped the genre, securing him a place in musical history. With timeless hits like Theme from Shaft, which earned him an Academy Award, Hayes became synonymous with innovation and excellence. But Hayes was more than just a musical genius. He was a trailblazer in blending soul with orchestral arrangements, crafting lush, cinematic soundtracks that elevated the very art form. Yet, behind the spotlight and accolades, Hayes was fighting a quiet, yet fierce, opponent: lung cancer. Though the disease threatened to take his life, Hayes's spirit remained unshaken, continuing to create and perform with an unwavering dedication to his craft. On August 10, 2008, Hayes passed away at the age of 65, succumbing to complications from his illness. His death marked the end of an era, but his influence remains immortal. Hayes's life was a testament to creativity, resilience, and passion, a legacy that still echoes through the music world, inspiring artists and audiences around the globe. Gregory Hines, a name forever etched in the history of tap dance, was not only an iconic dancer but also a captivating actor who mesmerized audiences both on stage and screen. His electrifying performance in White Nights, 1985, solidified his place in the hearts of fans across the globe. Born with an undeniable rhythm and extraordinary talent, Hines revolutionized tap dance, bringing it into the limelight and inspiring generations of performers to follow. Tragically, in 2003, Hines lost his courageous battle to liver cancer, a devastating blow to the world of dance and entertainment. The disease, a quiet but relentless adversary, gradually weakened his once vibrant body. Yet, even as his health deteriorated, Hines refused to stop dancing. His final performances, delivered with unwavering resilience and grace, were a heartfelt tribute to the fans who had supported him throughout his incredible career. Though some attributed his declining health to the pressures of his demanding career and exhausting schedule, while others pointed to his smoking as a potential factor, Hines's determination to continue performing never faltered. His final steps on stage, filled with grit and passion, left behind a powerful legacy, one that continues to inspire dancers and artists worldwide. Tammy Terrell, a shining star whose voice could melt hearts, tragically paid the bitter cost of fame. Born Thomasina Winifred Montgomery on April 29, 1945, in Philadelphia, she rose to stardom as the beloved sweetheart of Motown, forever etched in music history for her unforgettable duets with Marvin Gaye. Known professionally as Tammy Terrell, her voice resonated through hits like Ain't No Mountain High Enough and You're All I Need to Get By, songs that not only defined a generation but cemented her place in the heart of music lovers everywhere. With her radiant charm and a voice that could move mountains, Tammy was a star in the making. But behind the glitz and glamour, her journey was marked by deep personal struggles and the intense pressures of fame. From an early age, Tammy's undeniable talent captured the attention of the music world. Yet, the road to stardom was not as glittering as it seemed. Her rise to fame came with painful sacrifices, enduring toxic relationships, including a volatile romance with James Brown, and bearing the heavy emotional and physical tolls of the grueling entertainment industry. At just 22, while performing on stage with Marvin Gaye, her bright future took a tragic turn. In a heartbreaking moment, Tammy collapsed live in front of her audience. This shocking event marked the beginning of a fierce battle with brain cancer, a battle she would fight with incredible strength and resilience. Despite undergoing multiple surgeries and treatments, the disease proved merciless, and her health declined rapidly. On January 21, 1970, after her eighth and final surgery, Tammy slipped into a coma. On March 16, 1970, At the tender age of 24, the world lost this incredible talent. Her death devastated Marvin Gaye, who had lost not only a partner on stage but a deeply cherished friend. The music world mourned the loss of an artist whose spirit had shone so brightly, yet faded far too soon. Tammy Terrell's story serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the hidden costs of fame. Her voice, filled with hope, love, and soul, continues to echo through the ages, leaving behind a bittersweet legacy. Tammy may have left this world far too early, but her brilliance, immortalized in her music, will never be forgotten. Sylvester, the legendary disco and soul icon, captivated the world with his electrifying voice and unapologetic individuality. Known simply as Sylvester, this flamboyant trailblazer redefined boundaries of gender, sexuality, and style, becoming a symbol of liberation during the vibrant 1970s disco era. With unforgettable hits like You Make Me Feel Mighty Real and Dance Disco Heat, he became the undisputed queen of disco, mesmerizing audiences with his soaring falsetto and radiant stage presence. Born in 1947 in Los Angeles, Sylvester's early years were steeped in gospel music, singing in church choirs. But his path to stardom was not without hardship. As a young gay black man, he faced societal rejection and personal struggles. Yet Sylvester refused to let the world dim his light. He embraced his true self in an era that sought to suppress him, and his vibrant spirit shone brighter with every performance. As his fame skyrocketed, Sylvester became a pioneer, one of the first openly gay artists to achieve mainstream success. He boldly challenged the norms of the time, wearing sequins and makeup while delivering soulful performances that championed love, freedom, and LGBTQ+ rights. His influence went far beyond music. He was a beacon of strength and pride for an entire community. Tragically, Sylvester's life was cut short when he was diagnosed with HIV/AIDS in the 1980s, a time when the epidemic was mired in fear and stigma. Even as his health declined, and a subsequent lymphoma diagnosis threatened his vitality, Sylvester continued to perform with unwavering passion, using his platform to raise awareness and fight for change. On December 16, 1988, at the age of 41, Sylvester passed away from complications of AIDS and lymphoma. His untimely death marked the loss of a true pioneer, but his legacy lives on. Sylvester's voice, his courage, and his unapologetic authenticity continue to inspire, serving as a powerful reminder that living boldly and authentically is the real freedom, one that is mighty real. Phyllis Hyman, a star behind closed doors. Phyllis Hyman, a beloved icon of music and Broadway, captivated audiences with her soulful voice and unforgettable stage performances, delivering timeless hits like You Know How to Love Me. A radiant star of the 70s and 80s, she earned admiration not only for her immense talent but also for her unwavering dedication to her craft. But behind the glamour and applause, Phyllis was quietly battling an invisible enemy. Though the world saw a dazzling performer, Phyllis was fighting the relentless grip of bipolar disorder. This devastating illness slowly drained her joy, leaving her in the throes of depression and a deep, crushing sense of isolation. As the pressures of the entertainment industry mounted, the weight became unbearable. Even in her search for help, the world often turned a blind eye, pushing her further into despair. Her tragic passing in 1995, at just 45 years old, sent shockwaves through her fans, particularly after the tearful letters she left behind, filled with heartbreaking expressions of abandonment and hopelessness. Phyllis's death was not merely the loss of a talented artist. It served as a poignant reminder of the overwhelming pressures that those in the public eye often endure, unseen by the world. Curtis Mayfield, a musical genius and the tragic story of his life. Curtis Mayfield was not just a musician, he was a visionary, a genius whose soulful melodies and powerful lyrics became the heartbeat of the civil rights movement and beyond. From his early days as the lead singer of the Impressions to his groundbreaking solo career, Mayfield's music was more than just entertainment, it was a call to action. His timeless classics like People Get Ready, Move On Up, and Freddie's Dead blended his smooth, velvet voice, masterful guitar work, and thought-provoking lyrics, establishing him as a trailblazer in soul and funk. What set Mayfield apart wasn't just his sound, but his ability to infuse every note with messages of hope and defiance, particularly during a time when America was struggling with racial inequality. His songs became anthems for change, empowering listeners to stand up and fight for justice. His work on the Superfly soundtrack was revolutionary, merging streetwise edge with deep social commentary that forever altered the landscape of film music. Yet, behind his monumental success, tragedy loomed. In 1990, while performing in Brooklyn, Mayfield's life was forever changed when stage lighting equipment fell on him, leaving him paralyzed from the neck down. The accident could have silenced many, but not Mayfield. Even in the face of this life-altering setback, he continued to create, recording his vocals one line at a time, lying on his back. His unwavering determination in the face of such adversity became a testament to his resilience. Despite his relentless fight, his health deteriorated, and after years of battling complications, Curtis Mayfield passed away on December 26, 1999, at the age of 57. His life was a poignant narrative of triumph and tragedy, of creativity and courage in the face of unimaginable hardship. Mayfield's legacy is one of profound impact. His music didn't just define a generation, it fueled movements for equality, freedom, and social justice. The tragedy of his life only highlights the depth of his brilliance, a soul whose light continues to inspire and uplift the world. Michael Clarke Duncan, the towering star with an unwavering spirit, faced one of life's harshest battles, a battle with cancer. It's a stark reality that many of us know too well, the struggle against an illness that doesn't discriminate. Duncan himself waged this war for years, showing a resilience that was as formidable as his presence. Standing at an imposing 6 feet 5 inches with a deep, commanding voice, Duncan was a gentle giant whose unforgettable presence left a lasting mark on Hollywood. Known for his powerful roles that balanced physical strength with deep emotional nuance, he captured hearts in films like The Green Mile, 1999. His portrayal of John Coffey, a man with both a supernatural gift and an ocean of compassion, earned him an Academy Award nomination and cemented his place in cinematic history. But behind the scenes of his rising stardom, Duncan faced a personal battle that many never knew about, his ongoing fight with cancer. Despite the toll it took on his health, his positivity and warmth remained unshaken. Born in Chicago in 1957, Duncan spent years working tirelessly to make his acting dreams come true. Before breaking into Hollywood, he held various jobs, from ditch digger to bodyguard, doing whatever it took to survive. His determination paid off, and his commanding stature combined with his heartfelt performances made him unforgettable in movies like Armageddon, Daredevil, and The Scorpion King. However, Duncan's life took a tragic turn when he was diagnosed with a severe form of cancer. Though his health deteriorated, his spirit remained resilient, a testament to his indomitable will to live. On September 3, 2012, Duncan passed away at the age of 54, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable roles and an enduring legacy of kindness and strength. His death was a profound loss to the world of entertainment and to anyone who admired his courage and generosity. Michael Clarke Duncan's life reminds us that even the strongest can face battles that are both heartbreaking and heroic. His legacy endures not only in the unforgettable characters he brought to life on screen but also in the joy and humanity he shared with the world. Rudy Ray Moore, a shining star whose life was stolen by cancer. Last but certainly not least, let's shine a spotlight on the legendary Rudy Ray Moore. He was a force of nature in entertainment, a larger-than-life figure who shattered barriers and brought raw, unapologetic humor to the worlds of comedy and film. Known as the godfather of rap, Moore's groundbreaking work in the 1970s, particularly his iconic alter ego Dolomite, revolutionized storytelling and performance. With sharp wit, unmatched rhyming skills, and an undeniable charisma, Moore became a beloved cult hero. He was celebrated for his boldness, his fearless ability to turn life's adversities into pure art. Born in Fort Smith, Arkansas, in 1927, Moore's journey to fame was anything but easy. He worked a series of odd jobs and faced countless setbacks before his big break. But with a sharp mind and a natural sense of humor, Moore created Dolomite, a character who captured the defiant spirit of the black community. His self-produced films, including Dolomite and The Human Tornado, were unapologetically raw, blending comedy, martial arts, and social commentary. These films became cultural touchstones that continue to resonate today. Despite his success, Moore's life was far from without struggle. His relentless drive to entertain often masked the personal and financial challenges he faced. Tragically, his shining career was cut short when he was diagnosed with cancer. But just as he did on stage, Moore faced this challenge head-on. He continued to work, inspiring fans even as he battled the disease with the same grit and resilience that defined his career. On October 19, 2008, Rudy Ray Moore passed away at the age of 81 from complications related to cancer. His death marked the loss of a true pioneer, but his influence remains powerful. His impact can still be seen in the worlds of comedy, music, and film, where his fearlessness and innovation continue to inspire new generations. Rudy Ray Moore was a star whose light was stolen too soon, but his spirit lives on through the vibrant art he left behind. In today's video, we've shared the incredible struggles faced by these legendary figures in music, film, and the stage, showcasing their fight for hope and survival. From celebrated singers to iconic actors, their stories are both heartbreaking and unforgettable. Which story would you like to hear more about? How can we support those enduring similar battles today and in the future? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to leave a comment below and hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.